What's the best horse you ever touched?
I would say Waquoit. And Guido Federico had him in New England. And he won the Mass Cap in Michigan Mile, Stuyvesant. He was a racehorse. Big, good-looking son of a gun. And Guido, you know, he was funny because Guido's an old Italian guy. He had his own ways, but he did really, really good with that horse. And the whole Federico family, you know, they always had horses. But yeah, that was the best horse, Waquoit.
He was definitely one of the favorites going into the Breeders' Cup that year against some real heavy horses.
Yeah.
Ali Sheba.
See, you got a lot of knowledge here, huh?
Yeah. I grew up and I love horse races,
Yeah.
so it's all better down.
But they had McCarran. The big thing was when that horse won, Chris McCarran rode him. You know, and he was from New England. You know, and it was the whole, yeah, and the whole Suffolk Downs. The place was packed. You know, years ago, you know, the racetrack was packed, and even though when things were going not good, you know, money-wise, the racetrack was always full. Always full. Everybody's always taking a shot, and you know, and hoping they could get lucky. And the racing's been around for so long that it's just, it's really a great sport. You know, there's nothing like thoroughbreds. If you were here yesterday and watch all these trainers watching these good horses coming around galloping with the names on the saddle towels, and it was quite impressive. You know, when you see a really high quality horses. I mean, I was around a lot of cheap horses, but those cheap horses run with heart, you know, and they tried, you know, the best they could do. But you know, when you see these horses that have so much talent, you know, it's just it's really nice to be around, you know.
So that was the biggest race you ever win?
Well, Waquoit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Biggest horse ever.
Yeah. He was a big, good-looking gray horse too, man. Strong son. Man. He didn't play. He took no prisoners.
And he wasn't the soundest horse either. You know, he had problems. You know, he had problems, and but he got through them. He had some knees that bothered him and stuff, but he got through it. You know, and it's funny. You know, sometimes these old horses, you know, the horses that have problems. You try to take it easy and try to not train them so hard. But some horses just the opposite. You train them harder, you know, and as long as they come back sounder, they seem to get through it. It's not as easy as it looks, but it's awful fun when they win.
Yep.
You know, there's nothing like seeing your horse win. And I've had a lot of owners, and I told them that, and then when the horse did win, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. It's like having one of your kids, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fun business. It really is. And I'd like to see more people get into it, and but there's more younger people getting into it lately, which is good. You know.